Okay, part of the other portion of this lesson around the green has to do with getting out of the bunker, which Thomas is pretty adept at anyway, but just the purpose of this is to give him a different perspective and to give him some different mental cues to use as far as getting out of the bunker. Now we all know that when we hit a bunker, first of all, the club can't be on the ground. You can't ground the club. Otherwise, it's either a two-stroke penalty or loss of hole in match play. But so that means when you're coming down, you're going to need to use the sand and the club to help you get the ball out of the bunker. Now a lot of teachers or a lot of players talk about hitting 2 inches behind the ball or 3 inches behind the ball or whatever. I like to generalize that. The bunker shot is such that, like the chip shot, the stance is going to be open, and the ball will be the club will be just behind the ball, and the face will be open. So we'll go from this face angle more to this face angle to hit the bunker shot, because we're going to accentuate the loft of the golf club to help us get the ball out of the bunker. And then from that point, we're going to make sure that we get ourselves anchored in the sand well, slightly below the level of the golf ball. And then my visual cue is I draw a circle around the ball, and then I'll look at my target, and I'll hit the shot. And the ball comes out of the bunker. Now that particular shot came out just a little bit too hot. So the drill that I use will either be, and you can come closer to see this. A lot of times what I will do is I will either put a ball down in the bunker like this and draw a circle around the ball about the size of a coaster. That way, if my target line is going from my right to my left, the club is going to enter the sand at the back part of the circle, and it will exit the sand at the front part of the circle. So we can use that cue that will help us to get the ball out. And the same thing applies. And again, this is just a practice. This is a practice suggestion. Make sure that your knees are bent. You keep your knees, you keep the knee bend the same throughout the shot, and then stance inside, or stance open, club face open. Club goes in the sand at the back of the circle and comes out at the front of the circle, like so. And the result of that shot was a lot better. Now, an additional teaching aid, or that I sometimes use, is either a coaster, or in this case, since we don't have any cardboard coasters at the club, basically a paper doily, where I put the doily or the coaster down in the sand, and then the ball will go on top of the doily. Now, this is more about getting the club under the ball. So the result to the shot really isn't the issue, or really isn't the goal here. It's just the swing portion of it. So with this teaching aid, the club will go in the sand at the back of the doily and then come out at the front. And theoretically, the ball will fly out, and so will the doily or the coaster in this case. Same thing applies. Open club face, open stance. Keep your knee bend consistent, and you hit the shot. You can see on the video how the doily popped out, and the ball also popped out and ended up being a pretty good shot result. So that's what we're going to talk about today.